If you have a good physique, you should have more women than you know what to do with, and if you don't, there's work to be done.
Yeah, a lot of guys hyper obsessed with building their physique, going to the gym and getting everything dialed in, which is great. But a lot of us forget why we actually sought after a good physique in the first place. And if we put our virtue signaling aside and we actually just be honest, most of us started because of women. We wanted more women, right? Let's just be fucking honest. And a lot of you never actually ended up getting any more results with women after you built a physique.
You guys horny or?
No.
And end up coping about the fact that, oh, you don't even want women. But this is why you cannot ignore your dating life.
So as a man in the dating market especially, you can live two different lives, right? We've got the first guy here. Women come as a byproduct. He picks the ones who add value to his life. He ignores the ones who don't. His dating life is effortless, so he doesn't waste energy chasing women and chasing validation. He's focused, fulfilled, and women just orbit around his momentum that he's already getting in the dating market.
Yeah, it's pretty ironic because the guys who see the most results with women are the least obsessed with it and end up achieving more things outside of just dating because it sort of just happens without him trying too hard. And unfortunately, a lot of guys live a completely different life. The average man does nothing but think about women. His whole life is reactionary, scrolling, simping, fantasizing, and claiming victim. He obsesses over what he doesn't have instead of building what attracts them in the first place. He's absolutely miserable and is oblivious as to why.
This is an awkward stage that almost every man has to go through, right? And if you are this guy, if you kind of related to that a little bit, just know that that's not abnormal, bro. Almost every guy is like this these days, and it's a difficult place to be in because you don't have an abundance of women, therefore you become desperate, but you also can't appear as desperate because it makes it harder later down the line. So this is why we focus on the shit that matters, the highest leverage thing in this channel, which is building yourself into an attractive male.
So in this video, we're going to go over the dating success funnel. We start with our physique, we learn how to take photos, build a profile, get matches, how to message them, and get dates. And the main core principle here is we are filtering for the right woman for us, which makes our life easy. We do not chase. We are not out there searching for women. We're not chasing women. We're not trying to, appeal to them and really try lock down a woman. It looks desperate and it never works. We're filtering the women that make our lives the easiest.
Yeah, I think a lot of men get confused with the whole getting girls idea, and in their own mind, what that looks like is running around, chasing and going out all the time trying to find women. No, building a successful dating life isn't about having 100 women. Yeah, you can do that if you really want, and if you build yourself a good physique and a lot of appeal, yeah, you can do that. I believe having abundance, a true selection of the women that would actually serve you in the best way, is what we're truly doing this for, if everyone's honest.
So the first step and a prerequisite is building the AAA physique. We talk about this in every video. It's building a nice, athletic, aesthetic, and attractive physique. And I'm not going to toot my own horn, right? I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm not an IFBB pro, and I don't even have that much size, to be honest. But we've built a physique that honestly is good enough for most women, and these kind of physiques, which are very easily attainable, it honestly doesn't take that much time, see better results than guys with far more muscle mass. So we could talk about the training, nutrition, recovery, everything to do with the physique. But guys, we literally just give you all the knowledge inside the school group. We also have tons of videos on how to build a physique. This is what the whole channel is about, essentially. But if you just want a fail-safe method to build a physique and literally everything you could ever want to know, just join the school group. It's the first link in the description, and simply never worry about dating results again. I mean, to be honest, you don't really have to think about or try to go out there and chase women. Once you build the physique, you just need to get a few things in place and it sort of just happens.
So before we actually get into the methods, the first thing you have to actually understand is that you have no choice in this. The odds are stacked against you. It's not that you should build a physique. You need to build a good physique, bro. You need to build the max appeal archetype. You need to dial in your image as a man.
Because whether we like it or not, we can complain as much as we want. Women are hyper selective and essentially run the dating market. And it's especially brutal and obvious with online dating. And as you can see, women see such a large proportion more likes, over 10x the likes that men receive, and they receive about double the matches, but they are hyper selective, and that's why they get so many likes, but they only match with about twice as many people as men.
Yeah, I mean, just think about if you've ever been on Tinder or any of those dating apps, you'll pretty much swipe on every moderately attractive female or even just mid chicks, if you're going to be honest, if you really are that desperate, let's all be real here. Women are very, very selective. If you've ever been with a chick and seen her swiping through her Tinder, you would know that they mostly just do it for validation. They're doing it just to feel better about themselves or just as a fun little hobby. Very few of them will actually take it serious, and even when they do, it's truly a top 1% male.
This is why you simply just need to be the top 5%, or please just don't try. Like, honestly, don't go on dating apps if you are not the top 10 to 5% of men, because it will simply just crush your confidence, right? It will dwindle your confidence and you will feel like shit after it because you'll see no results. You can't be the average man on dating apps. It's just a brutal experience that I honestly don't wish upon any of you.
At the same time, guys, what you have to understand is being in the top 5%, fuck it, even being in the top 1% is actually quite easy to achieve these days because everyone are losers. Majority of men do not even try. They check out of the dating market before it even gets started. They have no progressive mindset around any aspect of their life. So if you just have a self-improvement mentality in any area of your life, you already have a great start.
So let's get into what women actually notice first and how to be the kind of guy that they do select, because we already went over the fact that they are hyper selective. The first thing they'll notice immediately, and what they're subconsciously scanning for almost at a primal level, is your lifestyle, finances, and the environment that you're in. Because realistically, women just kind of want to join your life, and they want to join a good lifestyle because girls just want to have fun. It is so simple. Once you understand that, it makes it very easy. In terms of online dating, how do we portray this? Well, it's the photos. Photos are essentially everything with online dating. And it's quite obvious. I know a lot of you men are like super visual, and I am too. I'm a visual learner, so simply just copy what works, right? It's very obvious between these two sets of photos what works and what doesn't. These photos simply show a high level of lifestyle. This guy's on a boat. You can't really get onto a boat unless you have some friends with a boat, or you can afford a boat, or you at least live some sort of fun lifestyle that involves going out on vacations or boats, or this guy looks adventurous, you know, he's going to cool places. This is me. It's nothing even cool. It's just like a cheap villa in Bali, but it shows off lifestyle. This is also me. And I understand that this photo doesn't have any female appeal. It's not female gaze, it's male gaze. And I took the photo for that reason, for this YouTube channel. But I wouldn't put this on a Tinder profile. No way. And shit like this, like photos in the gym shows no level of lifestyle. It actually kind of works against you because it kind of looks like your life revolves around the gym. And yeah, some gym women might be into it. You're better off just not including those photos.
The next one, and the most obvious, is the face. If you do not have your face card in check, it doesn't matter what level physique you have, they do not care. This is the first thing they noticed without a doubt. Now, obviously your face gets dialed in as a byproduct if you're building a good physique, and if you've actually got your diet in check and you follow our teachings and our philosophy, you would already have your face card dialed in. But if it's not, I need you to sit down right now, put your ego aside, and have a full objective look at your face, okay? No men do this. They don't do it because, yeah, it's a little weird and we're just not taught to do it as men. It feels a little kind of feminine. Well, I don't give a fuck, bro. You need to dial in your face. Truly look at your face. If you're ugly, you're ugly, all right? But you have to do something about it. I came to that reality a couple years ago, okay? I looked like shit, but you will live like this and think it's normal. You know, I was this guy here and I thought that's just the way I looked. The reality was I had terrible gut health. I was eating like shit. I had to dye the eyebrows. I dyed the hair. You know, people call me out for it. Okay, bro, you dye your hair, you do your eyebrows, it's gay. I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to attract men, so I don't care about their opinion. I objectively look far better in the second photo and right now. Two different humans.
And I've noticed a very depressing trend. A lot of people are black pill now in terms of the sense that there's no hope and they think they need like surgery or they need a hard max, and it's fucking retarded. A lot of you guys can ascend simply by just getting leaner, looking after your health, and doing a few little tweaks like dyeing the eyebrows, for instance. It looks like two different people here. And also, we mentioned the Spartan Protocol. It's that first thing in the description, the school group. We have a full looks maxing guide in there that we actually did a collaboration with Raws with. He's a looks maxing YouTuber that actually teaches you how to become more attractive. Isn't like a black pill guy who just tells you that you're cooked. And we went into literally everything, like the specific products to buy, exactly what to do step by step. So if you're interested in looks maxing and improving your face, that is like a must watch.
Yeah, you can't lose with this stuff. I came to Rory with no ego. I put it completely aside and I said, bro, how do I look better? And he just taught me, you know, step by step. And it's made my life infinitely better.
The next thing they will notice that kind of goes along with your physique, but it's a bit broader, is your frame. That's the things like your V-taper, how big you look, how much presence you take up. They will actually notice this more kind of subconsciously before they look at the details of your physique.
This also matters massively in social settings. Height plays a massive role in this as well. If you've ever gone out clubbing, you would know this. The tall guys pretty much just carry in terms of the results, unless some of the shorter guys just make up by having great personalities or a phenomenal face card. But you can make up being, average height. I'd say if you are 5'11" and below, you need to get really broad and you need to start getting a little bit mass pilled, right? You need to be a bigger human, because women notice in social events who is the quote unquote dominant figure in that group. And by having more presence, aka just getting bigger in general, they're going to notice this.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to look like you'd be able to lift her up. I mean, just think about like the fantasies that she would be thinking about. She's not thinking about some scrawny guy with like narrow shoulders and little arms that can't really be that kind of dominant guy.
This will especially make your dating life infinitely easier once you're already in the door as well. And you can play off this as well. Once you've become a bigger guy and you've sort of played into that stereotype a little bit, you can say things like, oh, I could put you in my pocket, or you just lift them up, things like that. I promise you, this is how you get that sort of daddy treatment and how you get treated like a true king.
Next thing they'll notice is health markers. Do you look like someone that's healthy? That's things like your skin, your body fat, your glow. This will all just be a byproduct of you getting in the gym and looking after your face and doing looks maxing. After that, style and grooming is important, but it's not everything. A mogger in a rag will always look better than a subhuman in a suit. And even just wearing clothes that accentuate your physique, because you've built the physique so you want to show it off a little bit as well. And then finally, although we are a fitness channel, we do have to admit the last thing they'll ever notice will be the amount of muscle you have. They truly don't give a fuck. You just need to look aesthetic, athletic, like you're in shape and you're not fat.
All right, now in terms of taking the photos, like we mentioned before, this is probably the most important part. Well, it is the most important part of your dating profile. If you can get your photos right, you'll never be lonely again. I genuinely mean that. If you can just take good, high quality photos of yourself and you can pull hundreds of results in almost any location, because you are that top 1%, you will never have to worry about dating again. So what are some red flags and some green flags?
No shirtless mirror selfies, especially ones that look low quality in bathroom mirrors. So no bathroom selfies, no toilets in the back. Overly edited try-hard filters, you're trying to make your muscles pop. I understand you might want to do this to look bigger, but like we mentioned, women simply do not fucking care.
The idea is to look like you just don't give a fuck and you just woke up looking the way you do. They don't even want to know that you worked out. They would rather you be born with the physique you have, because they want to provide their kids with the best genetic offspring. And if you're adding all these filters and all this stuff on top of the photo, it looks like you care way too much. Yes, color correct your photos, but leave your photo as if it were just taken with your iPhone and you left it like that, as much as possible.
Ditch the boring gym rat archetype. I know you want to show off your hobbies. Gym is not a hobby. Gym is a prerequisite. Women honestly don't see gym as an actual hobby. Maybe some gym girls do, but I've heard it from countless women. Gym is a prerequisite. Hobbies stack on top of that. And then flexing only pictures. Flexing is for the male gaze. Now, green flag photos. Outdoors. Natural lighting, shows off the lifestyle like we talked about. Relaxed gym photo if you're going to include them. Make sure your face is clear and you have a confident expression, like you're not trying too hard, like you're not squeezing your guts out trying to flex your muscles. And show social proof, show that you have friends. This is fucking massive. And show that you have female friends. If you have photos with some female friends, or there's attractive women in your space, that makes women way more comfortable with matching with you, because they know you're not a weirdo, right? Because weirdos don't really have many friends, or especially have any female friends.
And also make sure you put your best looking mates. This sounds terrible, I know, but make sure you put your best looking mates in your photos. Just trust me, guys. And I was even talking to a guy who had a photo of him on a date with a chick, and he said, no way am I including that on my Tinder. I said, bro, that's the one you should include in your Tinder. Women don't care if you have other women in your life. They would prefer that. This just blows some men's mind. But if you were on a date with a chick and you can see her hand there with her nails painted, or just a sexy girl in general, put her in the photo, man. Yeah. Trust me.
So here is literally just a visual representation of what to do and what not to do. I think it is very obvious from the two photos what sort of photos you should be taking. And I see a lot of guys, this is a big mistake I've seen quite recently, is guys will attempt to take sort of candid photos like this because they get the gist, right? Okay, sweet, candid photos, natural lighting, but they still won't actually be anywhere nice. They'll go down to the local playground or something. That is not a high value environment. Just book a weekend getaway. Go on a short little holiday validate and take hundreds of photos, and that will serve you forever. Like actual good high value environments.
Yeah. A simple way to do this, guys, is literally just set up a tripod, film a video of you just, I don't know, diving in the pool or something like that, and then just screenshot the best parts where you look the best. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once again, it's a candid photo. It's supposed to look truly candid. Ideally, it is a truly candid photo that someone's taken of you, but that's how you're going to notice the best results. Like you can see in these photos here, these look like truly candid shots apart from this top one up here, which it doesn't matter because he's so incredibly in shape and there's such a nice scenery that it doesn't matter.
But these guys look like they live a lifestyle that women would want to be a part of. It's as simple as showing off your lifestyle and that you look the part. Okay, so after you've done all that and you've truly actually nailed that in, how do we actually go about messaging and converting those messages and matches into dates? So it's simply just a numbers game, right? A lot of women will waste your time, and that's okay. That's just how it is. Let's just accept it. But how do we minimize that drop off so that we can get the most potential dates as possible? So we get the match. The first message is a hook. It's essentially just a hook. It's not, hey, it's something that actually catches their attention because remember, they are getting hundreds of messages a day. You need to stand out.
Don't validate, don't do anything like that unless she has already shown extremely high interest or you just look fucking insane. Guys, if you look good enough, you can pretty much do anything. You can flex, do retarded shit in your photos, it doesn't matter. I have kind of experienced that, but most of you don't look that good to the point where you can just be a fucking idiot. You can definitely spend way too much time thinking about what the first message is. It really doesn't matter that much as long as you're not validating or just saying some bullshit that every guy says. Just pick at something in the photo. Like, I thought all blondes looked the same. And she'd be like, what do you mean all blondes look the same? What, I look like the different blonde? Just silly shit like that. Once again, girls just want to have fun. There's a whole song about it. Girls just want to be playful. Just never be serious with a woman, okay? Especially with the first message.
And I think like YouTubers and internet marketers are honestly the best at this because their whole job is to spike curiosity and get people intrigued. So I've never had a problem with getting a message back. It's almost 100% guaranteed because I know how to spike curiosity I know how to spike your curiosity because I got you to click on the video. It's the same sort of thing, right? Think about the kind of messages that would make her almost feel like she has to reply to be able to like get to the bottom of whatever the fuck you're talking about. Even just make a statement. Like just make a statement about something on her profile and she'll just be curious. After that, the aim of the game is to respect your fucking time. Maximum 3 to 4 messages before you set up the logistics of the date, right? 3 messages, tease, banter, just keep it light, sort of joke around, be a bit flirtatious. Like you have to drop the autism a bit, stop being so logical and just play around a little bit. Because remember, you need to be quick, you need to be in and out because she gets hundreds of messages a day. And honestly, if you're sending more than 2, 3 messages, she'll forget about you. You'll just go to the bottom of her inbox and she'll forget she was even messaging you. And then straight away, after 3 to 4 messages, if she seems interested, set up the logistics. You are in charge of this. You need to set up the logistics. You need to make it super obvious what you two will be doing. Don't set up too much pressure. Don't like ask, oh, do you want to go for dinner this time? Simply just say, oh, I'm going for a walk tomorrow. Join me. Or something super simple like that.
And guys, you have to make sure it's extremely low commitment, extremely low effort, and that might go against what some fucking other retard has told you. Do not do some bullshit where you go out to some 5-star restaurant or fly her out or just fuck no, bro. You don't even know who she is. You have to treat every woman like they've got chlamydia, seriously, and just take it with a grain of salt because the other thing is, if you're taking her to some extremely nice place, she knows you're putting in the effort. Unless you're really at that level and she knows you live that kind of lifestyle on a day-to-day basis, make it super simple. Coffee, ice cream, a walk, and have these go-to spots in your area. The cashier at that one spot is going to know you're a man slut. It doesn't matter. You need to have your spots that you go to that are just great, phenomenal spots with good food or drinks. And you need to treat it as if it's like your spot. Like, no, I've got a spot.
And if you're trying to optimize for like, you're trying to sleep on the first night, even just for the fact that you don't want to waste your time, keep it close to where you live. Like keep it within a 10-minute radius because a lot of women will just waste your time and a lot of dates you won't get a second date. So just don't waste your time. Respect your own time as a man. Up to this point, it's simply just a numbers game. You're going to have to send out a lot of messages and then you will simply just get dates. Now, once you get the dates, what do? You just don't be fucking weird. It's so simple. I've heard horror stories, man. Some dudes I don't know where they learned how to talk to people or communicate in general, but just don't be weird. It's so simple. The first date is as simple as just proving the fact that you are a trustworthy guy and that you're a normal human being.
Yeah, women are extremely cautious with men these days. I mean, they've always been cautious with men, but there are a lot of weirdos out in this world. I truly do feel for women in that sense. The fact that they do have to weed out so many fucking weirdos and creeps. Make sure she understands you're not a creep. And that comes with dressing like how cool people dress, and just being like a cool, genuine guy, being very easy to be around, just a cool, outgoing guy.
I mean, and the easiest way to do this is just make her feel comfortable. Like, don't be so serious, uptight, you know, putting pressure on the situation. Just joke around, be fun, playful, almost like, you know, put her in La La Land, because that's honestly where they thrive the most. And it's just make sure she's comfortable around you, get her to laugh. Once she's laughing, she's comfortable with you.
Yeah, and just don't put too much thought on the actual date itself. Just have fun yourself and it'll all go to plan, I promise you. And even if it doesn't go to plan, it doesn't matter, bro. Get on to the next one. You know, not everyone is supposed to connect and get along on the first date. I mean, that's what dating is about. It's about filtering the best woman for you. So if it doesn't go to plan, it doesn't go to plan. And make sure you yourself rule off sleeping on the first night. Because I can promise you, if you do that, you will sleep on the first night. If you know, you know.
Right, so the camera was off for the last 10 minutes, but we're back. So, if you're still not getting laid, we can force results out of you one-on-one. Some guys just can't really get a grasp of it. And honestly, I get it. Like me in school, I couldn't get a grasp of whatever the fuck they were teaching me. But that's why I like coaching guys one-on-one to see the results. Because if you're actually coming to us with your specific problems and we're saying, oh yeah, you just need to tweak this and this, it makes it very hard to fuck shit up.
And we've optimized it in a way that can pretty much get results. Because when we get results, you know, honestly, we get paid, right? So we're incentivized to give you the best results. And this is the best way to do it. We've set it up so that we can help people at scale. All the content's in there. You have access to us. You have access to all the guys inside that are doing the exact same thing that you want to do and have also woken up to themselves and realized they need to make a change. And this is the place to do it. This is the place where you decide you are finally ready to level up as a man and you don't want to live a fucking mediocre existence anymore because you are just on the brink. It's a gap of knowledge.
And this is why we've literally included everything into the Spartan Protocol. It's not just a fitness program. We have an entire module on exactly how to get dates from your physique and what to do step by step. We'll take you through the whole roadmap. And we've got everything else, including recovery, looks maxing, diet, life setup, digital leverage, how to make money from your physique, peptides, and like literally everything you would ever need to know. And it's currently 80% off. And if you join at that price right now, it stays at 80% off forever for you. It's locked in at that price. So I highly suggest you join now before we do raise the price, because we are talking to you guys one-on-one inside there. We can't just have like 1,000 members inside because I simply can't keep up.
With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like concepts related to this, subscribe to the channel and I'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.